Do we have a topic to discuss today? Oh boy. Okay. Rooster Teeth. We need to have a little talk. So, those of us that are Rooster Teeth fans, we know about RTX, their convention that they have. Well, last 2 years, state of the world's been a bit interesting, let's say. It's been interesting. We'll just word it like that. And so for the last 2 years, RTX wasn't an event to go to. It was an online live stream free event for the last 2 years. Makes sense. This year, it's an attempt to go back to the way it was. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. But there was still the option of a virtual experience. That was still an option. And this is where things take a bit of a turn for the... I won't put a specific word to it, but it's a turn. The virtual ticket was going to be a live stream version of the panels, but the live stream was not going to include certain announcements, certain sneak peeks, trailers, stuff like that. So you're effectively paying $20 for nothing, for not anything worth the $20 ticket. Now, I can understand wanting something different between the people that go there in person and the people that are paying for it online. I can understand there being a difference. Like if they were to do an entire episode of something, let's say Volume 9's premiere. Let's say RWBY Volume 9 premiere were to be released at RTX. I could understand that being exclusive to the people that went there in person. If there was just a trailer or sneak peek for something, no, that should be part of the online experience too. Because that's just a trailer, just a sneak peek. That's, the important stuff that people actually care about when it comes to the panels, instead of $20 for a Q&A where people are just going to ask the same damn semblance and what's your favorite semblance, what's your favorite ship questions that we don't need answers to again because we've gotten them numerous times. Stop asking them. We don't need that without the important stuff. Now, I know that they are going to be playing one of the episodes of Ice Queendom, but also we're about to get Ice Queendom tomorrow as of me doing this. So, But you have a different experience going in person anyway. Going in person to a con is a different experience from a live stream panel. Again, it's $20 for nothing. I don't mind there being a paywall. There being a paywall it makes sense. If they were just going to do the event the same way that they had done the last 2 years, then it would still be free. But in the context of they're trying to do it like they used to, different story. I understand there being a paywall. I don't mind there being a paywall. What I mind is a paywall for nothing. It is a paywall for nothing that matters. $20 for something that's not worth $20 is what the virtual live stream ticket was. And was is the operative word here. Because, as it turns out, They have completely removed that option. The live stream thing is not a thing that happens now. They're not doing that for this event now, because of low demand for the ticket. I put that in quotations not because it's false. It's absolutely true. I put that in quotations because that's supposedly the reason. It's also worse that they didn't elaborate on this in an announcement. This was sneakily put into a reply to someone's tweet about the situation. That is awful. That is an awful way to handle getting that information out. And it's awful that you didn't just say it. It's not on sale anymore, and I don't know what the state of refunds are for people who already got it. So let's backtrack to that low demand thing, because yeah, there was a low demand for it because you were charging $20 for nothing. You were charging $20 for a live stream that wasn't going to be worth it. You removed all the actual important bits and you expected people to pay $20 for it. No, yeah, there's not going to be demand for something that's not worth it, obviously. And then we get this news that they're now just not doing it. I'm sorry, but wouldn't the far more logical decision here be fix the thing that people called it out on? Because so many people, myself included, argued that this isn't worth it. It's not worth the $20 because you've removed the announcements and teasers and stuff that's supposed to be in this panel that the live stream version doesn't have. Okay, so if everyone's arguing that that's not worth it because you've removed that, then the logical thing is keep the virtual ticket and just put those things in that should have been there in the first place. But no, what they do is just remove it entirely. And I'm laughing because it doesn't make any sense at all. It doesn't. We have a low demand for this thing, so we're going to pull it. Normally that does make sense, but it doesn't really in this context, because they were given the reason why people weren't going after it. The reason that there's a low demand is because it's not worth it. Why not make it worth it instead? Now you're in a situation where, and I'm saying you as in Rooster Teeth, you are now in a situation where you are making less money than you could be making off of RTX. You already were. By having a live stream that cut the important stuff out, you have lowered the amount of money you were going to get for this event. Now you have lowered it even more because you removed the option entirely. Do you not want to make money? Are you not a business that is there to make money? Is that not the point? So you've removed it entirely instead of, oh, hey, why don't we just add the stuff back that should have been there in the first place? and then start charging again. Why not that? That is a much more sensible option. More people are going to be incentivized to buy the thing if the virtual ticket for the live stream is going to have everything. It's just a nonsensical choice. There's no part of this decision that makes sense. None of it makes any lick of sense. None of it does. It's funny how nonsensical this action is. It's bad enough that there was the $20 scam of you get a live stream that's not worth it. And yes, I'm calling it a scam because as far as I'm concerned, that is a scam. $20 for something that's not even worth it? No. Absolutely not. But removing it entirely, thusly not only messing up the income they'll get, but it's also alienating so many fans who can't physically go. Are you joking? Are you joking? Really? That's what we're doing? We're just gonna, the people who can't afford to go, the people who don't want to risk it with the state of the world, the people who have some sort of physical inability to go, we're just saying, nah, should have lived in Texas. It's just nonsense, man. It is just all forms of nonsense. I don't even know how else to say it, because I've said exactly why it's nonsense. It's nonsense because you should have just added the stuff in that didn't need to be excluded to begin with. Sorry, not sorry. Now you're losing money because you didn't make the right call. Yes, there's a low demand because it wasn't worth it. Whose fault is that? Huh, Rooster Teeth? Whose fault is it? That's y'all's fault. Y'all didn't make the ticket worth it. There wasn't a demand for the ticket. Because there's not a demand for the ticket, you have one of two options. Fix it or remove it. It seems like y'all did the same thing to this ticket that y'all did to Amity Arena. You removed it instead of fixed it. I guess that is the simpler option. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. It's not going to make sense. It's not going to make sense unless they fix it. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. I feel like there's a chance they might, just because this is a horrendous amount of backlash. This has gotten a ton of backlash. Because it's dumb. It's gotten so much backlash for how much of a bad decision this is. There are a lot of people, and I did kind of say this initially, but my thoughts changed. There were a lot of people who said, just do it free like the previous years. And if the entire event was going to be online, like it had been the past 2 years, I would agree. But because it does have an in-person aspect this time, I'm going to say no. Just because that's then not fair to the people who are paying to go in person. This, on the other hand, is not fair to the people who can't go. But yeah, I don't mind having a paywall for that. I mind that the paywall is not an appropriate amount for how little the live stream will end up being. Because if it doesn't have that important stuff, then what is it worth? Q&A of the same questions. Vibes. That's what you're paying $20 for? Because they couldn't be asked to just add the stuff that should have been there to begin with. I hope they change it. I hope they change it. I hope they put it back on and do it right this time. Because this ain't a good look right now, Rooster Teeth. This ain't a good look. Y'all are making some decisions. That much I can say. Y'all are making some decisions.